Caleb is not another credit card number in your mastermind. Caleb is not another 10K in your 100K or seven-figure month. Caleb is a person, a human, someone with real problems, real challenges, real desires, real opportunities, real gifts. Caleb wants the thing that God has for her. And you and I have spent the last 20 days midwifing those divine gifts, that magic, the answer to Caleb's prayer. We've taken the 8-figure pause and recalibrated our nervous system, and we have built, co-created this lighthouse offer that reveals the daily, the masterpiece, removed all the fluff, all the bonuses, all the extras, and giving Caleb the thing that God has for her. And we've created love letter frequency. We moved away from the cold copy and the cold scripts, and we've created the messaging that speaks to the human heart, soul to soul connection, human to human factor, the whisper to a friend in the coffee shop. We've done that with Caleb, and today's the last day of the love letters frequency, where we're standing as lighthouses to call Caleb home, so she remembers who she is and she sees the light beaming on her and says yes to herself. We've moved from everything that's in the mainstream marketplace to love letters frequency, where Caleb sees that we see her, we hear her, we know her, we recognize her, and we're holding her as well able. And in a room full of 4,000 potential other clients, Caleb thinks everything we do is for her. She knows we see her deeply. So when she reads your email, you send an email to 30,000 people on your email list. She sees the email and says she's talking to me. You're in a masterclass, teaching a masterclass, and Caleb is one of 5,000 people in the masterclass, but she thinks she's speaking only to me. How does she see me so clearly? In the prosperous womb, there's no break in between love letter messaging. There's no break between divinity, midwifing the gifts, and the sales conversation. There's one flow. We don't start to close. We open the relationship wider. So Caleb comes home, and we hold that space for Caleb, for all that God has for Caleb, not just for her relationship, but the thing we do with Caleb expands into every other area of her life, even the sales conversation. Hello, beautiful, and welcome to High-Ticket Saleswoman in the Prosperous Home and day 21 of the 30-day Sacred Selling Circle experience. This is where we step fully into our divinity and the human factor, and we're open. We've done the beautiful love letters. We've done all the things. And Caleb has raised her hand and said, I see myself for the first time. I know I can do the thing. I am able to possess the land. She's raised her hand and said, how can I work with you? She's raised her hand and sent you an email and said, what's the next step? How do we work together? She's raised her hand and said, I am going to convince you that I'm the best client for you. I'm going to convince you that you're the best coach for me. I'm going to convince you this is the best time to work together. It's homecoming for Caleb. She saw the lighthouse and she sailed back home. There was no life raft to drag her to her greatness. She found a partner who's willing to co-create with her. Someone who knows that her dream is bigger than even she can see. That exponential expansion. Someone she knows will stand in the gap for her on the days where she says, I cannot do this. You say, yes, you can do this. Someone who has taught her nervous system that she knows how to fly. Someone who knows that on the days where she can't do the thing, it's not her behavior that matters, but what drives the behavior. Caleb has seen you because she knows that you see her. And she knows that God has finally answered her prayer. She's ready to say yes to herself. And for so many women, this is where they break that frequency. And for Caleb, it feels like a cold shower. And it breaks the spell. So how do we not break the spell? How does Caleb come into your world? How do you have a sales conversation with Caleb? How do you invite Caleb to work with you? How does Caleb know it's safe to come in? It's safe to say yes to herself. Because Caleb's yes is not based on your confidence. It's based on Caleb's trust of herself. Did your love letter support Caleb to trust herself, to say yes to herself so she can trust you to hold that space? Did your love letter say, look, this is the full lifetime value of this offer. I'm not putting a 100K offer into a 10K package because I'm scared you cannot afford it. Did it call her home complete and whole? Did Caleb see that she can do the thing? In all the last 20 days and everything you've done together, what did Caleb see? As we go into the cashmere sales system, you have cashmere sales. It's cashmere in her nervous system. For Caleb, this has been cashmere in her nervous system. She's enjoying the journey. She cannot wait to say yes to herself. She cannot wait. She feels a sigh of relief that she's finally going to lose the weight. She's finally going to have the baby. She's finally going to have the marriage. She's finally going to do the thing that she said she wanted to do 10 years ago, that she was scared to do because everybody else told her it was too much. It was too this. It was too that. And you finally came out and said, no, Caleb, this is the thing. And she said, oh my God, she sees me. She said anything nobody has ever said to me before. That was all part of the sales conversation. Now you open the relationship up. In a world of 8 billion people, you get the privilege of sitting down to listen to one of those people today. She's Caleb. And she comes and shares her heart. Tells you the thing that she doesn't even tell her therapist. because you're taking time to speak to her, not as a sales conversation, but to know Caleb's heart, to know the thing, under the thing, the reason why she wants to do the thing. What has her think now is the time? What has her think you're the coach? What has her think this is the answer that God has to her prayer? What has her think this is the moment? What has her think I could go possess the land today? What is the thing that made her decide today is the day I stopped playing and I did the thing? What made her walk into your world today? That is the sales conversation. And for today, in this video, how do you pre-qualify Caleb to apply to work with you? How do you create that application? I'm going to drop the link to my application below so you see how I qualify my own clients to come into my world. The ones who say, you know what, this is too long, I can't do this, or it's too many questions. They're Jonah. And here's the thing with Jonah, we've said this before in videos 18, 19, and 20. We've said this. Jonah, God has a coach for Jonah. Jonah is the coach that comes after the plastic bag offer, that plastic bag in the wind, the message that blows in the wind, where you're speaking to everyone and Jonah hears you and she goes, oh, okay. And then you get to convince Jonah, because you have to convince Jonah, drag her to her greatness, make her buy, persuade her, overcome 36 objections, because you had a life raft offer and you had to pull her on the life raft and save her to her greatness. No, we speak to Caleb, but we don't speak to Jonah. Why? Not because we're evil, because God has a coach for Jonah. There's a coach somewhere who's right now mastering overcoming objections, who's waiting for her client to come so she can overcome 36 objections. Give her the dignity to overcome those objections. That is not your job. You're here for Caleb, the one who says yes to herself because she knows she's well able. This is where we are right now. It's a flow. And when Caleb wakes up in the morning, she doesn't say, okay, I want a strategy session today. No, your love letters have done the job already. Caleb knows what she wants. She's applied to work with you. And she feels invited into your world because you see her. It's like a dinner party. We don't go, when we have a bespoke dinner party, we don't go and invite all the Jonahs on the street. We don't go pull Jonahs on the street and bring them. We send an invitation to Caleb and she says yes or no. She gets to RSVP. And she has the choice to say yes or no. She doesn't feel like, oh, I got to say yes because if I don't, Mimi needs this yes. No. Caleb comes in with full autonomy and power of who she is. And she wants to come on the sales conversation and she wants to pay you. And she's excited to say, how can I work with you? Shut up and take my money. But you slow down and you talk to Caleb and see her as one of God's people, the most interesting person in front of you. That God created this person and gave her this desire. Now she has this problem or this challenge, this opportunity. And you're the vessel that God is using to support her, speak to her, ask her the best questions. Ask her the things that matter. But we're not going to get, this video is not about that. We're going to get all into that. We're just beginning today our Kashmir sales system, our divine sales. That's what we're stepping into today for the first day. And today is all about your pre-qualifying page, your sales page, the application to work with you after she raises her hand to say, I want to work with you. After she says, she DMs you and says, I want to work with you, because your marketing did not market to her. It called her home back to herself. She's remembered who she is. You stopped negotiating with reality, which means you're not being practical. You're not being predictable anymore. It means that when Caleb comes and you know that this person comes to you, not Caleb, but she has $500,000 to pay you and she can pay you right now, she can afford you. You don't say yes to her just because she has the money. You say yes because you're a perfect fit to work together. You say yes to her because she is the Caleb, not the Jonah that you would love to be the Caleb. No, it doesn't matter how much money, how many millions Jonah has. Jonah is not your client. Your nervous system knows it can fly now. So you can walk away from $1 million. You can walk away and say no to a client that wants to pay you $1 million because your nervous system knows how to fly. We've done all of the work. Caleb's nervous system knows she can fly. So she's going to come in here because she knows that you're going to hold space for her. On the days where Caleb can't do the thing, she knows you can hold space for her to say, yes, you can. She knows that she can tie onto your faith and do the thing. She can stand in the gap and cross the gap. She knows that she sees somebody who can see something bigger for her, that she wants to come and she has a horse and she wants the faster horse, but she knows she sees somebody who holds the jet plane for her, not just the faster horse. It's a lighthouse that expands with her, and she knows that in this space with you, she can keep expanding, and there's no way she can crack because you're holding the biggest space for her, because you are growing and expanding in your own personal life, in your own business. You're not tying a 100K offer into a 10K package because you think she cannot afford it. No. So in this place, she knows that you see her as well able. So you're not helping her. You're supporting her. You're co-creating with her as partners, as equals. There's no pedestal here. She trusts herself. And because she trusts herself, she can say yes to the offer. It has nothing to do with you. And because you trust yourself and show up as self-led, it allows Caleb's frequency to calibrate to trust in herself and saying yes to herself in the offer. And the fact that the yes or no has nothing to do with you. It's water off your back, whatever. It's Caleb's job to say yes to herself. It's not your job to convince, manipulate, or make her buy. Your messaging has brought her to this place of homecoming, okay? And it's welcome home. You and Caleb speak the same language at this point. Caleb is excited. She's relieved to pay you. She's applying to work with you. She's writing the answers and she's smiling and she's types the answers on the application form. She reads the question and for the first time she stops and goes, ooh, nobody's ever asked me that before. Oh, what do I say? What do I want to say? I actually have clients writing the application. I don't even know what to say right now. Nobody's ever asked me this before as they're writing the answers. There's just something in their body that feels like cashmere. It feels like it's really exciting for them because they're opening the next door into the mystery of the thing that they say they want to co-create together. It's inevitable for them to say yes at this point. Yes, it's like gravity. It's as natural as breathing, but allow them to blossom in that space. For the first time, they get to say yes to the most important, most useful, most valuable thing in their life, whether it's losing the weight, whether it's having a baby, whether it's their first 100K month, their first $1 million month, whatever they're saying yes to. Hold that space for them. The sanctuary, the moment where they said yes to themselves, because this is the part of the relationship that's the make or break for them. This is the part where they show up as Caleb, where they really truly say, I'm stepping over the line as Caleb. I'm going to drop the link to my application below so you can see what my example looks like. And maybe you have yours already and maybe you want to tweak yours, but it will show you what I do with my clients, what I share with my clients, so that they realize I'm not doing them a favor. They're not doing me a favor. They're saying yes to themselves. It has nothing to do with me, because what God has for them has nothing to do with me. And what God has for me has nothing to do with them. We're two different people, but we come together in a partnership because God's gifts are through my vessel for them. Let me know how this lands for you. And tomorrow we're going to day 22 and we start the Cashmere Divine Sales System. It's been good having you.